this is Matt Sherwood, and I am filling in for the famous Dr. Ed Tech today on the famous Dr. Ed Tech show. The Doctor, in case you're new to this show, the Doctor formerly was known as Mr. Ed. And he became famous, of course, because he was a talking horse. Now you remember him from made the cover of TV Guide, and he's even showing up on YouTube sometimes these days. In fact, he posted his vacation video on YouTube himself and told me to go take a look at it. So let's see what Dr. Ed Tech has been up to now that he is off on vacation. I think he's in Hawaii, maybe Tahiti. Not sure which exact location it is, but let's go see how he's doing and what he's up to. That must be, that's the trainer, I think. There's Dr. Ed Tech. Crazy guy, surfing away. You've got to love him. What a fun horse. Got to love him. Now let's move on. Now, in case you're not aware, Dr. Ed Tech spent the last 40, 50 years working on his education. Got a master's and then a doctorate, and he started this blog, famous Mr. Ed Tech, on Blogger, and he published there for a while. Unfortunately, Blogger kind of fell out of favor with the intellectual elite, ed techers, and so he went ahead and he started a new site on called the famous Mr. Ed Tech on EduBlogs. And it is, of course, a basis for much of his work and his projects, but hopefully it will stay in vogue. And he actually has published one of his episodes, his first podcast on here, and it's just audio, so it's not quite as advanced as this right here that I'm pioneering. Now, the basis for this show today is that we're going to be previewing the IBC News project done by none other than me, Matt Sherwood. Let's see if we can go take a look at that now and see how that project has progressed. Now, what students do is they come to class and they actually log directly into this site, which is www.explorecomputers.net, which Matt Sherwood purchased for use in the classroom. And so they log in with a signed account given by their teacher, so it might say, like Bobby Joe at explorecomputers.net. And then he'll log in. When he gets there, he'll have some choices to make. If there's other projects going on, he might go to one of those. At the top, you can see that there's a calendar. He even has his own Gmail, which the teacher kind of has control over, and Google Docs. And then, of course, the sites refer to this project and the sites where the students are going to be working. And so he's actually going to click on the IBC News site, which takes them right here. Now, the IBC News site has a welcome page, and the welcome page is really designed to kind of welcome them to the Google site and kind of explain to them how it'll be working and how they'll be doing some of their work right here on this site. And it doesn't, on the welcome page, it doesn't really explain the whole project, but it explains the gist of it. And let's see, as we move on, over on the left side, you can see that there is the navigation for the site, and it's easy to locate the different links that you want. Now, of course, you see the welcome on top. The second one is for announcements. And this is a place where teachers or the students even sometimes may post announcements that are relevant to the whole class. And so it's kind of set up in a blog style, and they can click on a new post, and you can see that it has an untitled post there and then a place to write. I'm going to cancel that. It's not quite as easy as a blog post, but it's pretty simple. And you can see it has actually has a untitled post there listed there because it was never published. Also, in the design goals of this site was to have all the project directions listed on this site. And so you can see there, the first link is kind of the project introduction. And the goal of the introduction is that the students understand the idea of being a reporter, that now they're in charge of their own news, and they can decide what is news and what isn't, and it's not just up to someone else. Now on the project task, kind of ask them the questions, what do you want to learn about, and what do you want to report on? And it kind of gives them the motivation to go get started. And let's see, I don't like the way that looks there, so I'm going to click on Edit, just like the students might do. Add in an extra line space there. And save that, and there, that looks better there. Now I also have the next link there in the previous link, and so this is the process, and the process tells them how to work with the wiki, and also how to work on the assignments, what phases they're in, and then also we're going to fill in later the due dates that are relevant to that. Click on the next button. And the project evaluation tells them the projects, assignments, and then the percents that they're worth. And so that gives them an idea of how much effort to put into different phases. And as we look at the next link, it's called Project Resources. And the Project Resources has information on making movies. It actually has a link to some clips right on sites where it can teach them how to make movies. It has links to software that they can use on the project. It has links to information. So just about everything they might need to know, like tutorials and such, are there to supplement what they're learning in class. Now at the bottom here, I decided to add on kind of a widget that represents the Google News, and so there's different tabs there in Google News where they can cover the U.S. and the world, and they can cover science and technology and all the important aspects of the news, including sports. And so that might provide them some ideas as they're working on their project. It's a good resource. And then go back over to the navigation and past the resources and click on the next one, which is the sample pages. Now the sample pages are a really important part of the design that I wanted, because I want students to understand what I'm expecting of them. Now on the sample pages, first of all, there's a page for each group, and so this is the one for the amazing group. And in the amazing group, you have like 3 or 4 students, and then group pages where they can collaborate. And so as you click on the first page for the amazing group, there's some amazing files that they might have, some shared files that they all need to use, and they created their own page there, linked it, and then they can post their own files there. I'm going to click on the navigation. And then this is a sort of a list, a to-do list for them, the amazing to-do list. And they can organize them and mark them as done, delegate who's going to do them. And so it's a good tool to keep track of some of the items that they have to do as a team. Anyone on the team can add to that. Okay. Now let's look at our, we have our team. We have Bobby Joe. We have an Asian girl, and Lee Win Wong, Michael Phelps, and then Carl Lewis. So, you know, Michael is in my class. It's great. Carl Lewis, he was in the Olympics a while ago, but he's still there. Now, Bobby Joe. Let's look at Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe has what's called a process journal, and we actually can use the announcements page to do that. And the announcements page makes a daily post really easy. He just puts his date on there and then adds his thoughts for the day and what he's learning. There's also a document here called planning that normally they would have done in Microsoft Word, but now they're going to create it right on the Google site and do all their work right there, which has the plan and the schedule and all the details. There's also a script. Again, normally would have done this in Microsoft Word, but this time is doing it right in the Google site. Others could look at it and offer feedback, and so there's a lot of benefits to doing it that way. And then go back to the navigation here for Bobby Joe. And then there's some files just for Bobby Joe there, and he has intro music and outro music, and then a picture of, I think, an aspirin bottle to use since he's doing a commercial. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next link here, which are the actual student pages. Now this has directions on how the students can go about creating pages, just like those sample pages. It has the very beginnings of the group pages there, and they just need to link them and create pages, their own unique pages from there. And really it's up to the students to create those. I didn't want to create them all ahead of time, or else it would defeat the purpose of them being part of that creative process. And the file cabinet is any files that the whole class might need. Already there's lots of files that I posted as the teacher, but there might be files that other students post there as well, and that generally speaking would be fine as long as they're not copyrighted or anything like that. And hopefully they'll take advantage of that. Now as I go to the video gallery link, this is ideally the place where students can post their finished products. And one of the ideas would be that they could probably use their Explore Computers account is actually going to be a Google account. And so hopefully they will be able to use their Explore Computers account to post video into a private Google account that doesn't have to be shared publicly. And you can see the preview images there, and that allows them to see it at school, their friends to see it, and then their family and friends to see it at home, as long as they log into the explorecomputers.net. And now looking at the credits, of course I have to give credit to Professor Carl Richter for inspiring me to do this wiki site and to go ahead with it when I've been procrastinating on it horribly, and also Google for the great tools. And then this microphone image is from a lady named Cheryl, who makes these out of paper, and she had made it in honor of a friend who died and worked in radio. So she gave permission to use that and just wanted a link back to her blog and to her work. And so that was good. And then this little widget at the bottom is something I kind of added on at the end. And it just tells how many days left in the project, and it'll help keep kids focused on time as it's ticking away. So this is Matt Sherwood on the famous Dr. Ed Tech Show. Hope you enjoyed our episode today. And I know the voice syncing is